Thousands of years ago, Rome was the heart of a mighty empire. But even the greatest have their faults. Today, we will explore ancient Rome's biggest mistakes. To understand Rome's mistake, let's first remember how vast their world was. The Roman Empire stretched across Europe, touching parts of Africa and Asia. Imagine a giant blanket covering different lands. Rome was in control, their armies were strong, their roads connected faraway places. Yet with all their power, they made choices that did not always work in their favor. One of these choices was their treatment of the people they conquered. The Romans had a saying, Veni, Vidi, Vici, which means I came, I saw, I conquered. They were proud of their victories. But after conquering new lands, they were not always kind. The people who lived there were often treated as less important. They had to follow Roman laws, pay taxes, and sometimes work for free. Imagine if someone came into your home and said, "Now you must do what I tell you." You might not like that very much. And many people under Roman rule didn't like it either. This led to unrest. Revolts happened where people fought back against Roman control. But that wasn't the only mistake. The Romans also struggled with their size. The empire was so large that it was hard to manage. Picture a giant puzzle with many pieces. Keeping all of it together was a big task. Rome needed lots of money and soldiers. As time went on, they found it harder to gather enough of both. Because of their size, communication was another issue. News traveled slowly across the vast empire. What was happening in one part of the empire might not be known in another for a long time. This slow communication made it difficult to solve problems quickly. The leadership in Rome also faced challenges. There were many emperors, and not all were good leaders. Some were more interested in having fun than running the empire. Others were cruel or unfair. When leaders lack vision or care, their followers often suffer. In Rome's case, the empire's people and resources were stretched thin. Another significant mistake involved the economy. The Romans loved luxury and built grand palaces and amphitheaters for entertainment. But these cost a lot of money. To pay for it all, they increased taxes on the people. Imagine if your allowance was taken away bit by bit just to pay for someone else's party. It wouldn't seem fair. And it wasn't. Furthermore, as time passed, the Romans relied too much on hired soldiers. These were people paid to fight for Rome, but they weren't Romans. Some of them did not feel loyalty to the empire. Loyalty is important because it means you stick by someone's side no matter what. When things got tough, these soldiers sometimes left Rome and joined its enemies. One of Rome's biggest foes was the barbarian tribes. These were groups of people living outside the empire. They watched Rome closely. As Rome got weaker, they saw an opportunity. The barbarians began to attack and push against Rome's borders. The more they pushed, the more Rome struggled to defend itself. In the end, ancient Rome's biggest mistake was not one single thing. It was a mix of poor treatment of conquered people, becoming too big to manage, weak leadership, an over-reliance on money and hired soldiers, and ignoring threats from outside. These factors combined and made the empire vulnerable. Even the mightiest can fall when they forget to take care of the basics. By learning from Rome's mistakes, we can understand the importance of kindness, good leadership, and planning for the future. So the next time you build a sandcastle or create something grand, remember the story of Rome. It reminds us how important it is to listen, care, and think ahead. These lessons from history are a treasure, helping us build a better world. And who knows, maybe you'll have the chance to make history someday too. Don't forget to subscribe if you love learning about ancient Rome, and you should probably watch this next video on the screen. I think you'll really enjoy it. See you there, historians.